Because there is so much to cover and so little time to do it in, pacing is vital to maximize the learning of the students during short periods of time. For each of my stations, I set my timer for 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, then it's time to stop your station and clean up and get ready to move on to the next one, okay? That means I have 20 minutes of intensive small group instruction time with each differentiated student group, in which I must keep the attention of 5-year-olds and teach 4 to 5 different tasks successfully. The differentiated instruction during my teacher station is heavily influenced by the results of the Texas Primary Reading Inventory, or the TPRI, which we give to our students 3 times a year. It is so important to really study this data after each assessment to assemble the students in the most efficient groupings. Once I have looked at my data, then I can prepare a plan for each individual group. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I begin each station reviewing letters and sounds on flashcards. Then we move on to reviewing our sight words. Typically then we have a story, a different lesson each day, such as handwriting, story sequencing, sentence structure, story structure, or any specialized need that I see based on the TPRI data. After that, we review a page in our phonemic awareness book, a compiled book of TPRI review tasks. Then, depending on the time that I have left, we will have an activity to finish the station. My highest students might write sentences on whiteboards, where my lower students might match capital and lowercase letters or work on alphabet arcs. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I introduce books that we read together and then send them home to practice for homework. We begin with picture books and work on tracking, reading from left to right, looking for end marks, and searching for sight words that we already know. We progress every other day based on their ability. We read the story together in unison, then again with students alternating pages. Then the students read it 5 times by themselves. I listen to every student read the story once each day. On Fridays, I give a sight word test, reviewing a comprehensive list of sight words, and we play games with our spelling words. The pacing of my station is not only important in the daily schedule, but in the weekly planning. I think it is so important in dealing with young students that you do have a schedule and that the students know what to expect, but also you have to have a little variety and new experiences to keep them excited and engaged in the learning process. Boys and girls. Each day during the transition time between the stations, it is important to keep the children engaged and learning all the time. When my timer goes off, I have a verbal chant ready. We say nursery rhymes, count by 5s, 10s, or backwards from 50. We say the order of the planets. They know when the chant is complete, they should have their station cleaned up and should be ready to move to the next station. Then I will give the whole group a round 3 PA task. For example, give me a word that rhymes with cat that starts with a B. Tell me the sounds you hear in the word ship. Say the word bake without the B. Then I will let them move on to their next station and we begin again. Before we started these best practices of small group reading instruction, our teachers were trying to teach reading to a whole group, 20 students at one time, and I really believe that now with small groups, 4 small groups, I have one-on-one opportunity to really address those children's needs and teach to their learning styles and teach to exactly what they need at that point. Differentiate through the year where each student needs to learn at that time, and I really believe it has helped us be the most successful.